Hey guys, welcome back to Evaniel, the channel that posts at least once every month, whether that be a really bad 50-second video about me looking off into the distance, help! Or me actually talking about something with somewhat importance. Today, I am going to show you my entire A24 collection. And the reason that I want to show you that today is because I just recently bought something new. Hold on. This, I know what's in here, but you don't, so I'm gonna unbox it on camera for you to see it. Before we do that, I'm gonna show you my entire collection that I have gained for the last like 3 years, 2 or 3 years that I've been into A24. Most of my collection is actually just movies. That's just my favorite thing to buy from them because that's what they make. So pretty much all of my collection is just digital copies of things and collector's edition copies of certain movies. But I do have a couple collector's items, and that's gonna be the highlight. And I also have some clothes that I'm wearing right now. And I'm gonna start with those things first, just because they're right in front of us. This is a beanie that I have with the A24 logo on it. This was like 40 bucks, which is insane, but hey, it's warm and it has A24 on it. Next up, we have this weird like sweater jacket thing. This thing's really warm, but it's like kind of weird. Like I don't know, it's just not my favorite thing to wear, but it's warm, so I guess that gives it some points. And the A24 logo is bigger than on the beanie, so that means we're good. To give these things together, it's like a 8 out of 10. They lose points because of how expensive, actually how expensive everything in A24 is, but they lose points because they're like way more expensive than you think they should be, but they're still nice, and I like to wear them because they say A24 on it, and that makes me happy. All right, next up, I'm gonna show you some of the things that I have that are A24 related, but aren't necessarily from A24 themselves. Obviously, like A24 they're movies. They're movies. I just didn't directly buy them from A24 and got them at Target because I love Target. For the first movie that I bought that was A24 related from Target was Pearl. This great movie. This was actually when I first started getting into collecting movies like this, and this is one of the first ones that I bought. I have seen this movie and I really like it. It's a solid movie. I think that I have not seen X, but I did watch this and I thought this was very good, and I'd like to give X a try as well. I think I rated this like 3 or 4 stars. Like, it's a solid movie. It's not perfect. It's kind of okay at sometimes, but for the most part, I feel like it accomplishes what it sets out to accomplish. So shout out that, and shout out Pearl. Next up, which I should have done these in different order, is X. I'm pretty sure I bought this right after I bought Pearl. And I just kind of wanted to complete the series. I've never seen this movie, so I can't give my opinion on it. As far as the case and everything goes, it's okay. I don't think it's too spectacular, and it's kind of like disappointing. But the X on the cover has like a cool, like shiny thing to it, which is interesting, I guess. But yeah, this has Jenna Ortega, so shout out her, and Mia Goth, and shout out the X series, and the new one's gonna come out. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. I think it's like Triple X or something. So we'll see what happens when that one comes out. And the next film that is in this collection is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Of course. Come on, you guys know me. I gotta have a copy of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, who do you think I am if I'm not gonna have a copy of Everything Everywhere All at Once? I love this movie. This movie is absolutely 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 for me every time. I really like it. In terms of this case, it's not the greatest. I think it's interesting. I like the cover. I think it's like an interesting design, I guess, but I think there are better designs out there they could have used. But I feel like if you're just getting a Blu-ray copy of this movie, like, this works. This is fine. It's pretty cool, and it shines just like the other ones did. So that's really cool. So yeah. And then moving to the last one that I got at Target, we're showing Beau is Afraid. I also have never seen this movie. I just wanted to buy it because it was A24 and it made me happy. I meant to watch it, but I still haven't. And if you actually listen to the inside of this case, I'm pretty sure something broke on the inside at some point, but because it's still in the wrap and I haven't opened it, I don't know what broke. So that's cool. This movie also isn't Blu-ray. This is the only A24 non-Blu-ray film that I own. And I mean, that doesn't really matter. It's just, as long as it's a film, you know what I mean? But I just kind of wanted to own it, have it in my collection. So that's Beau is Afraid. Joaquin Phoenix, the GOAT. Okay, So we've made it through my A24 related things. Now we have to move into the things that I have that are just A24. You know what I mean? Like the actual A24 raw stuff. So first, I want to start out with one of my prized possessions. This actually is one of my prized possessions, and it's the, like, so happy to have it. And that is the Marcel the Shell with Shoes On collector figure. It's so cool. It comes in this little matchbox-like thing, and when you open it, it's got this cover on it and this little, like, fake house cardboard. And there he is. There's the fella himself, Marcel. He has this little, like, fake house thing made out of cardboard that you can put around him to make him, you know, inside there. It actually says, when you are finished reading these instructions, you may discard them or fold them in half to create a little roof for Marcel. Because what if it rains? It may rain, I don't know, but that's why they have that in there, so in case it rains for little Marcel. But the Marcel figure himself is actually pretty heavy. He's like a lot heftier than I thought he'd be. I thought it'd be like lighter, but they definitely like made it out of something really hard. The googly eye is really cool, actually googly. And he's just like always a little fun thing to have sitting around. Like when you're working on stuff on your desk and you look at Marcel on your desk, you're like, oh, there he is. It just makes you really happy to see him and know that someone's cheering you on from somewhere, you know what I mean? But Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is something I'm very happy to have in my collection. And yeah, overall, very cool little thing. The thing was like 40 bucks. I think it's still a little expensive, but I love this thing so much, and that's something I'm willing to give them because I just love it so much. And next up is my Collector's Editions A24 exclusive Blu-ray movies. That's a mouthful, and good lord, it's pretentious, but I don't care because it makes me happy. And they're actually right back here. If you're ever watching one of my videos and you see these in the background, those are my A24 movies. So yeah, shout out those books. They're not books, they're movies. I don't know why I said that. So the first one I'm going to show you, funny enough, is called Showing Up because I'm showing it up first. But this is the one I just bought like most recently. I think this is the one that like just came in a little while ago. It's still in the wrap, have not opened it, have not watched it. I'm not even really sure what it's about, but because it was A24 and I saw it, I had to buy it. This looks like an interesting movie, and I really like the packaging and the art on the front. The like drawn on like colored pencil on the front is something I really like, and I think it looks really cool and works really well. Yeah, man, this is just all around like W. So you should show up for Showing Up because it's probably a good movie. I don't know, I haven't seen it. Next up, making another appearance, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, the actual movie. This one is actually open. I did open it so we can show you the inside. But the cover has a picture of Marcel the Shell. He is parachuting off of a pop Tootsie Roll wrapper, which I think is really cool. And I like it, fits everything it is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. By the way, this movie is like a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. So good. I love this movie. It's such a like heartwarming movie, and I would suggest that if you're looking to just sit down and enjoy a movie, watch Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. But the back has a picture of him with his grandma on it, which is really nice, and just a lot of words all about, you know, what the movie's about. Now, you open this thing up, and that's where things get crazy. On the inside, we have Marcel sitting in front of his MacBook, and it says The Movie, which is really cute and great. On the back, you just have some really great photography. You open it up, and you just got this really funny looking, you know, Marcel with his shoes walking around, even this little trail, which is just cute and funny. You open this bad boy up a little bit more, and here comes out the book. And this book has all sorts of great stuff in it. I mean, so many behind-the-scenes pictures, lots of little funny drawings, character art, you know. Overall, really great purchase, really happy that I own it, and I would suggest anybody that's looking to buy an A24 film, buy that movie. So fun, so good, and it's great to always have. All right, right up next, we have After Sun. Great movie. I've watched this movie a couple times, and the first time I watched it, I actually didn't like it that much. It's not that I didn't like it, it's more of that I didn't understand it. But the next time that I watched it, it actually like hit harder than it did, and it was just a really solid movie, and I was really happy that I watched it and finally understood what it was talking about. And it's just a really great, artistically beautiful movie. I think any movie with really good cinematography is just gonna have my heart, because you can tell so much through just really, really good visuals. But this front cover has a really interesting way of using type. It's After Sun is kind of like warped with this like crazy colors, and I like that a lot. And they do that a lot in the movie too, so it works really well. All around, this is just like a solid one. I mean, there's nothing too crazy on it. It's not like a Marcel the Shell with Shoes On type thing, and I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know what's on the inside. So yeah. Next up, we had one that I hadn't heard of when I first bought it, called the Souvenir. I really liked the Souvenir right off the bat because of the cover. It's just something very pretty and beautiful about it. I love the words that are written on the side. It's just a pretty case, and it looked like a very interesting movie. The Souvenir in this collector's edition has two parts. There's Souvenir Part 1, Souvenir Part 2. I've seen the Souvenir Part 1, not the Souvenir Part 2. And the film's sort of about this girl, this director who's trying to direct this movie, and she's also having a lot of problems at home with her boyfriend / I think maybe husband, I can't remember, but they have a lot of problems, and it's all about her balancing her life between this film and her home life that's going on. And very beautifully shot film and very interesting. I'd like to see the second part, but yeah, I wasn't too amazed, honestly, by it. I was like, I liked it, I liked what it was doing, but I wasn't like super amazed, like, whoa, this is the best cinema I've ever seen. It was more of just like, oh, this is nice. That's all best I got. But once you actually open the thing, we have all sorts of crazy cool stuff. A lot of really interesting pictures and photography on the inside here. There's this shot right in there with the opening of the set doors out to the outside. I love that. They use that in the movie too. It's so pretty. And then we also have a picture of the husband who is distressed because their relationship is a distress, as most are. Sorry, I didn't mean that. And then obviously we have our specialty edition book here where we have this really awesome picture of her, the lead actress. But on the inside we have a lot of lovely artwork and like words from the filmmakers and pictures and photos of just how the film was made. And gosh, the photography in here is just gorgeous. I mean, just from the book outside of the book itself, we have this like silhouette of the main actress looking out a window. And silhouettes, God, you have my heart. I love silhouettes. And if you can do silhouettes right, you can do anything right. But yeah, this is a very interesting film. If you're looking for something that you haven't heard of and want to try something new and also just buy an interesting case, buy the Souvenir. Very interesting film. Need to watch the rest of it, but very interesting. I would recommend it if you're looking into seeing some new stuff. Okay, now we're on to the real business. We're on to the collector's editions. You know, we're talking like interesting cases with all sorts of cool stuff on the outside and tons of interesting things. So that's where we're at now. And I'm actually going to start with, this was the first film that I bought in the A24 specials. And that is The Last Black Man in San Francisco. And I've talked about this film on the channel before. A phenomenal film. I suggest anybody watch it. It is literally a hidden gem. It is so pretty. So freaking pretty. It's so great. It's such a fantastic film. And I suggest people watch it if you get a chance. And you know what? Buy this collector's edition too. It's very, very pretty. We have this Last Black Man in San Francisco with like black type, and then on the back we have our two main protagonists just outlined out here. And yes, that is Jonathan Majors. He is in this movie, and he plays someone very different than King the Conqueror. That's the only role that you know him in. You open this thing up, and then you get a much more interesting typeface for the Last Black Man in San Francisco that shines on this red with the yellow. Ah, God, it looks so good. And then we have some beautiful artwork of our protagonists in the house that is the main love story of this film. So you open it up and you got your disc, of course, and then this is where you get all the interesting stuff about it. And there's just a bunch of words about the movie, about people who worked on the film and how it got to be. And a very interesting read if you get a chance to look at it. But I think the most interesting part about this is they have a section called Mont's Notebook. So in the film, you have Montgomery, who is played by Jonathan Majors, and the whole time, he's like scribbling in his notebook and drawing things. And in this book, they show those drawings, and oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like, it looks so real, and it looks like actual pencil in front of you, and it's not. And it looks so good. I'm very, very happy to have something to own this, because like this is just like what I love showing people. Like, look at this crazy artwork. And this fish, I guess. But yeah, this is one of my favorites in my A24 collection. I really love this film, and I also love the artwork and the actual like physical box itself. So it lends itself. I love that film. You should buy it, and you should watch it. Great movie. Next up, we have The Lighthouse. A phenomenal film, I'm sure, because yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's good. It's got Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. I'm sure they're very good in this film, and it looks like a really good movie. I just haven't ever had the time to watch it. But on the outside cover of The Lighthouse, we have a just, black and white, as the whole movie is in black and white. And we have this very interesting and sort of absent cover, because there's not a lot on here like the other films have been. But once you open it, we get this very beautiful picture of the lighthouse with the actual name of the film on the front and embedded into the front cover with some great artwork. And of course, you open that up and you have a wonderful picture of the protagonist on the CD, which looks pretty good. One constant about all of these special editions of A24 films is just the wonderful artwork that they have in these things. I mean, I'm typically not one to go through all these, but getting these looking through them has really just making me fall in love with artwork for specific films and art pieces and stuff like that, because it's just so awesome. So many interesting things going on in here. But yeah, that is my A24 edition of The Lighthouse. Next up is the newest addition to my collector's edition, and that's Midsummer, the director's cut. I have seen Midsummer. I really enjoyed it. Very crazy film. The only thing is, I've never seen the director's cut. I don't know how different or not different it is, so I can't really comment on that, but I'm pretty sure it's a little different. The actual cover itself is very pretty. I love the yellow and the contrast of the black, and the interesting designs on the front with the cultish the designs. I really like that. Opening it up, we have the wonderful artwork from the film on this very almost colored pencil pastel drawings on the front. I really love that. And this is actually one of my favorites in terms of the art, because it's just beautiful. You open it up and right off the bat you have this really pretty picture of Florence Pugh in her flower covering, and it just looks so nice with the art style that's drawn in. And then you actually look through the book and look through the designs in it, and there's a lot of stuff that I actually can't show because it's very sexual oriented, and a lot of boobs and penises in this thing. There's some really awesome artwork in here, and a lot, I think the strongest of all of mine that I own. And I really like these flower drawings of the mirrored images. I think it just looks really nice and very pretty. But yeah, this is just really happy to have in my collection. Very cool, very interesting, and some of the best artwork I think I have in the entire collection that I own. And it's a great movie, all around great thing, and yeah, lovely thing. All right, guys. The final collector's edition that I have is the Everything Everywhere All at Once Special Edition. And by special edition, I just mean it's in a cool case. So you may be asking yourself, Evan, you already own Everything Everywhere All at Once. And yeah, I do. But I needed the cool version to actually be cool. You know how it is. But yeah, on the cover of this thing, nothing too interesting. Just the title of the film, the people who directed it, the Daniels, and yeah, otherwise pretty plain. You open this thing up and you have the poster from Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I think the really interesting thing is when you open this thing up, of course you have the Everything bagel and the interesting colored background, but you have this file-like thing that is very reminiscent of their tax forms that they have. And this is, I think, by far the most interesting and unique one that I own, because it has all the different forms, different individual papers, and even a poster in here. They even have the switch shoes to wrong feet thing in there, which is so interesting. And yeah, I mean, having that actually feels like I have props from the movie, which is so cool. It makes me feel so cool, and it's so happy to have it. It's so interesting and just such a flex to be like, yeah, I have the switch shoes to wrong feet paper from Everything Everywhere All at Once. What do you got? Nothing. Anyway, wonderful thing to have in my collection. So happy to have it. Yeah, lovely movie, lovely collection, and boom. So that, my friends, was my entire A24 collection until now, because I have one more thing for you guys, and that's the mysterious item in this box. And I have to warn you, it's not really that cool. But let's go ahead and do a spectacular Evaniel specific unboxing. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Evaniel Unboxing, the best unboxing show on the face of the planet. Before we start the show, I just want to say thank you to the large studio audience we have in attendance today. Yes, all you guys, all you wonderful people. Such great people. So happy that they're here. So happy that you're tuning in to join us. And we have one special thing to unbox today. Now, I have no idea what's in here. Like, it could be anything. There could be any multitude of things in here. But what I do know is that we have the A24 logo right there. So I'm assuming it's got something to do with A24, and it probably came from A24. Now, on this episode, I actually don't own a knife, but I do have this screwdriver. So, without further unboxing of the unboxed, let's go ahead and unbox this box, if you know what I'm saying. I have the box officially open now, and this is going to be pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and have a reveal of what that looks like on the inside. Initially opening it, we can see that we have just some paper in there, nothing too special. Very excited to see what's in here. When you see paper, especially ripped up paper, you know things are going to get serious. Let's take some of this paper out. Oh, and look at that. Bubble wrap, you know it's getting real, and there it is. But before we grab the item that's in here, we also have a special A24 exclusive thing. And that is these special postcards. I actually have a collection of these, and this is a new one. I don't even know what this is from. It looks like it's from the new Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone movie. So shout out this. So happy to have this. Glad to add it to my collection. So that'll go right up there. All right, and there she is. A collector's edition A24 playing card deck. I bought these because I thought they were cool. Let's go ahead and open these deck of cards and show you what they actually look like. Isn't that satisfying? Oh my god. So with further consideration, I've decided to grab a knife to cut this because I really don't want to mess up this deck of cards. Initial look, we have this beautiful lines here. I've never actually seen that on a deck of cards. Let's pull them out here. That's what she said. Oh, man. Oh, good God. First off, look at this wild card, man. That is stunning. And not only that, but look at the back print on this, dude. That is beautiful. I love that so much. Here, this is a little card that shows all of the fun people that are on all these cards. And we even have a ghost story from 2017 on here, which is super cool. Ex Machina, Lady Bird, Hereditary, Moonlight, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Minari, Green Knight, The Lovelies, and there it is, the deck of cards. Look at all them. There are those. I fixed it. It's all back together now. I just had to put it back in there. Well, that's enough for me. Thank you so much for tuning into Evan's unboxing show. I actually can't remember what I said, but thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and look out for the next episode of Evan Unbox Everything, which will happen at some point. When? But at some point, for sure. Anyway, back to the main Evan talking, because he has much more interesting things to say than me. And that's all I have for you guys. That's my entire A24 collection, and I appreciate you sticking around and watching this all and watching the outro. You guys' support means the world, and I am so happy to have continued my journey along YouTube with you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Quick side note, we just hit 200 subscribers, so shout out us, shout out the Evaniel Army. I'm not calling anybody that, but that's just something funny. Another note, we are coming up on December, which will be the final month in my challenge of making one video a month for the entire year of 2023. And by the end of this month, I will have completed that, or by the end of next month, I will have completed that goal and, yeah, have fulfilled the goal that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. Hopefully going to make some big changes to the channel after that and kind of see where things lead us. But thank you so much for watching. You all are the greatest. I hope you have a great rest of your November and an even better December. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I feel like this is slower than last time. Oh. Did this get stuck? Sorry, I'm trying to go down. It's kind of stuck at the moment. Sorry. Just, oh, there we go. Okay.